Greetings, people of Earth. Welcome back. My name is Jax. Yes, I'm wearing this because I'm not showing you my hair today. Welcome back. Today, I am doing this in the evening because, like any great 95-year-old, I have one of these things that you put your tablets, as my grandparents would say, you put your tablets in and then you can like open them and take them every day. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you what I take every day to maintain this lovely aura of positivity and happiness. So I'm gonna go through everything. There's a lot more than you would think, especially trying to keep a 27-year-old healthy, but I will show you what I do. So in the morning, first thing, so what you need to know is I take stuff in the morning and I take stuff in the evening. I do this because taking everything all at once makes me feel sick because there's quite a lot of it. And I think it's better to space things out throughout the day. I used to take stuff 3 times a day, like at the beginning of my day, in the middle of my day, and at the end of my day. I don't do that anymore. I think it's just better to do at the beginning and the end. It's easier for me to keep everything in my head and to do everything properly. So I will also quickly say, I am not a nutritionist. I'm not a dietitian. Yes, I studied some of this stuff in university, but I am by no means a professional. This is what I do. I'm not recommending this to anybody, but people have been asking what I take and why I take it and everything. So I'm going to tell you what I take, why I take it, if it actually helps me, and yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So don't put me in liability for anything. I'm just being informative and I'm telling you what I do. So in the morning, the first thing I take is creatine. Creatine is currently, as of making this in 2023, creatine is the most studied supplement on the planet. There have been more studies done about creatine than anything else. Creatine is a natural chemical found in meat products, things like that. And essentially, I won't get like too much into the science of it, but essentially what creatine does is it allows your muscles and the cells in your body to retain more water. When you start taking creatine, about 2 weeks after, you sort of are fully saturated, and it tends to like help you define your muscles better. It makes you look bigger. A lot of people start creatine. Like when I started creatine like 2 years ago, I immediately gained about 10 pounds. That's not the same for everybody, but it was for me. It really defined a lot of my muscles a lot better. It helps you with that kind of stuff. I like it a lot. I've taken it every single day for the last 2 or 3 years. It's just this powder. There's this little like scoopy thing. Oops. And yeah, that's the first thing that I take in the morning, every single morning. Have done forever, always do it. I like it. Currently I'm on some antibiotics. I won't show you those because my prescription and everything is on it, but that's another thing I'm taking in the morning, getting over this cold and this stuff. The next thing that I take, I only take this when I go to the gym, but it's from the same company that the creatine is from. It is a pre-workout ultimate pump and energy formula, and it is the sour peaches. You can see the sour peaches. This stuff is absolutely delicious. It is full of caffeine. It makes me feel amazing. It makes me work out much harder. If you are one of these people that really struggles with going to the gym, I would suggest looking into a pre-workout. Look at the science, see if it's right for your body. Make informed health decisions on your own. But I love this stuff and I think it's great. The next thing I do is I take this Centrum multi-gummy, not sponsored. This is a multi-gummy specifically for men. They honestly taste awful. I think these taste absolutely disgusting. That's why you know it's not sponsored. But it has vitamin A, vitamin E, vitamin C, vitamin B6, vitamin B12, vitamin D. It has biotin. It has iodine, selenium, and zinc in it. I didn't know it had zinc. That's interesting. Wow, I should have read that. Anyway, calling myself out a little bit. I take this because a lot of people recommend that men take a multivitamin in order to help with their hair, their nails, There has been like some very minor studies in pattern baldness and some of that kind of stuff. I'm not really worried about that. I know it's going to happen at some point in my life, but hey, makes me feel good. If anything, this is like a large placebo effect for me, but makes me feel good, and that's why I take it. Now, I make sure to hydrate throughout the day. So this is like another thing that's not terribly like central to my health, but I guess it is. It's not central to my like health regime, but I drink loads of water every day. I don't consume alcohol 99% of the time. The most that I ever drink is I'll have one night out a month at the most. Last month I had one night out. This month I might not even have a night out. So yeah, it really depends. Sometimes I will go out and not drink. I'll be the designated driver. I will do that kind of stuff. But I don't like consuming alcohol. I don't consume coffee at all. I'll have a green tea or something in the winter when it's stupidly cold out here in Canada. But other than that, I'm really a water guy. I haven't drank Coke or any of that stuff in years. And I'm serious. Like, I have not drank like a soda in such a long time. I really just don't like it. Like carbonated sodas of any kind. I'll have the occasional like orange juice or apple juice or something, but even that stuff is full of sugar, so I really try to avoid that. My real weakness is like baked goods, like donuts, cakes, croissants, that kind of stuff. That stuff kills me in the best way possible. So I really don't consume a lot of that stuff. When I have like a tea or something, I'll put a bit of honey in there. I think it's better for your body than cane sugar, but I have no studies or no proof of that. I just think it's more natural, so it's better. So that's like my standard health regime or whatever. When I go to the gym, I always spend about 15 minutes in the sauna because I think it's really good for your skin and your hair and everything. So that's really good. Yeah, so that's like the basic health stuff. Now we'll get into like the main stuff that I take in the morning. And these are the things that like I think are probably the most beneficial for me and my health concerns. Some of these things are based on like my family history with dementia, my family history with heart problems, like all that kind of stuff. Like as some of you know, like I have a weird heart condition that basically means I could go at any point, but so could any of us. So don't feel bad for me. You got to live life, right? So my family is absolutely obsessed with glucosamine. It is a over-the-counter, it's not even over-the-counter, it's like just you can buy it wherever. And it really helps with osteoarthritic joint pain. And my grandparents got onto this stuff probably 20 years ago, and it was like night and day. They absolutely feel so good with it. They loved it so much. I have been taking it for about 6 months, and I have to say, like, I obviously don't have osteoporosis, but I do have joint pain because I work out every single day and I do marathon runs and I do all of this stuff. And I do have to say I have noticed like a marketable difference in taking this stuff for just like joint pain and that kind of stuff. And it is also like preventative. A lot of what I do is preventative. You know, like our medical system is very much like, oh, you're coming to us completely sick. Let's try to rebuild you and recover you. But I like to take the approach of like, I'm going to be preventative. So my family's got a history with dementia. I'm going to try and do lots of things that prevent me from developing dementia. So, you know, I speak multiple languages. I keep learning on that stuff. I do piano. I exercise daily. I try and eat healthy. I try and avoid lots of processed sugar. And I'll show you, I take some other stuff in order to try and prevent Alzheimer's dementia from developing. The next thing that I take, I think this is a great one, calcium, magnesium, and zinc. As I said, like my multi-gummy has zinc in it, but apparently a huge percentage of North America is vitamin deficient. And so I like the magnesium and the zinc. I'm not too worried about the calcium because I consume quite a lot of like dairy products like milk and cheese and all of that kind of stuff. But, you know, whatever, it's good. I don't think you can be overly prescribed calcium to a negative effect. There is some studies that like suggest that, but I don't really believe that. So yeah, I take some calcium. The magnesium definitely helps me sleep. I really enjoy it. I sometimes take melatonin before bed as well if I just really want a good night. And I honestly think it's like mostly placebo effect, but it works for me. So one thing that you're gonna have to understand is that if something works for you, use it. If something makes you feel genuinely better about yourself or how you're doing it, and it's not impacting your health in a negative way, just use it. You know, like there's so many people that will tell you like, oh my gosh, you shouldn't do that. Like, oh, that's so bad for you. It's like, no, it's not bad for me. It works for me. I'm gonna use it. And there's nothing wrong with that as long as you've done your research, you've talked to your medical professional, you've done the work, okay? Next thing I take is salmon fish oil, omega-3. I also have another one somewhere. One second. Yeah, I have this one too, which is for like omega-6. It's a much smaller one, but I take this for my heart, obviously, and it's also like said that it's really good for your brain, that kind of stuff. I switch up the two different ones because one is like salmon and one is like I don't know where this one comes from, but I was told that you should have different sources of your omega-3 because you can get mercury from it because like a lot of fish have mercury in it. So I switch them up so I'm not dependent on one or the other. I think it's really good. Again, it makes me feel good. My brain works well, I think. And it's great for your heart and your blood pressure and all that other stuff. So yeah, next one I take, and this is probably, depending on where you live, might be needed or might not. I take a vitamin D3 tablet every day. I'm supposed to take like 3 of these a day, but that's excessive in my brain. So I take 1, maybe 2. My latitude in Canada, I do not get a whole lot of direct sunlight, especially in the winter. In the summer, it's not bad because I work on a farm and I work shirtless and I get super tan, but it's super important. In this latitude, there is a high risk of getting MS, which is in my family. And so I've been on vitamin D my entire life. They correlate some of the symptoms of MS with vitamin D deficiency because MS, if you look at like the global distribution of MS, multiple sclerosis, it is in the northern latitudes and it's in like Australia, New Zealand, where people have to avoid the sun actively because it's just so intense. So I've been on vitamin D3 my entire life and I will continue to do so. Vitamin D is great. I try and sit in the sun for a little bit now and then. I wear sunscreen, but I truly believe vitamin D is very, very important. So take your vitamin D3, get out in the sun, eat good foods. The last one, I don't know why I took the cap off. The last one I take, this one, is it controversial? I don't think so. This one is lion's mane mushroom. So this is micronized mushroom. It comes in like little tablet form. I don't know if you can see that. It comes in little tablet forms. This stuff, I've had it in powder. I think this stuff tastes absolutely disgusting. So I need to have the tablet form. Lion's mane mushroom promotes cognitive health. They have done 1 or 2 decent studies on this. There was a factory in Japan that like processed lion's mane mushroom, and they discovered that I think nobody, but I'm going to say virtually nobody in this factory working there for like 80 years, none of them developed Alzheimer's or dementia. They all had really good cognitive health. And so lots of people are sort of moving to lion's mane mushroom as a way of cognitive health. Again, please do your research yourself, Google it, talk to your medical professional, all of that kind of stuff. But I can tell you anecdotally from taking this, I've been taking this for 6 months, 9 months, something like that. I can tell you my brain works so much better on this stuff. Like I had like a real bad brain fog last year, this time of year. And when I started taking this, man alive, do I feel just sharper, quicker. There's a lot of science and a lot of studies are currently on the go about this stuff, But based on my family history, I have dementia on all four sides of my family. So I'm going to continue taking it. I've obviously talked to my doctor about all this stuff because of my heart condition. So like, I recommend you do the same. None of these things actually like interfere with each other, because sometimes when you take a certain supplement, it can prevent you from the uptake of another supplement. There's like, I remember like doing a course on this, and like a high dose of calcium prevents you from uptaking something or other. There's things like that, right? Where you take a high dose of this and your body will be like rejecting this other thing. So again, do your research, be smart, be safe, covet your health, protect it, but try and be proactive. That is like all I can say, is that like when I get sick, like I have been sick for the last 2 weeks, it has been really minor. Like I know I've said like it's been frustrating. I have a bit of brain fog. I'm not sleeping right. Like I do have those symptoms and things, but compared to my childhood growing up sick, boy howdy, am I much better. Like I'm very proactive with my health. I encourage all of you to do the same. If you have any questions, please message me. Feel free to join the Patreon down below. If you have any more like interesting, like introspective or detailed questions that you don't want to ask on the YouTube video. And yeah, I look forward to hearing your thoughts. I look forward to hearing what you guys do. If you have any suggestions or ideas, or if you watch this video and you're like, oh my gosh, he doesn't take this, let me know what this is. I'm curious. I want to know. I'm curious about this kind of stuff. I have always been super interested in nutrition and health and being proactive with your health. So thank you guys for watching. And as always, I will talk to you guys tomorrow.